Hey guys, what's up? It's the boy, the Night of Justice, back on YouTube. Finally, uh, it's been a rough part of 2023 for me. I know I've been saying I'll come back to the channel, bring you guys some content, but there have been some hurdles in the way to prevent me from doing that. I'm in the process of, moving and getting myself together, life-wise. But I am making video ideas and have collabs down the line and the works coming. And I'll do my best to get out content for you guys in the near future. Now, I didn't want to do this, but now I feel like I have to. Because I've never done a reaction video involving Death Battle, but they finally, I guess you could say, they decided to do a part 3 on Goku versus Superman. And I want to see what they did. I'm not going to debunk anything. I'm just reacting to it. Maybe I'll give some criticisms on the life. I feel there's some things I don't agree with, but I'm not going to debunk that. I don't see a point in doing that. I've seen parts of the battle, and I actually went to the end, and I actually know who wins. I kind of like the conclusion of how they deal with the whole toxicity of this versus battle. I mean, it's Goku versus Superman. It's so iconic. I mean, it don't matter how hard you try, you'll never get a definitive settlement on who beats who. You're gonna have fans think Superman wins. You're gonna have fans think Goku wins. Now, me personally, I really don't care who wins. I just care about if the characters are being justifully scaled and, respectfully, shown what they can do. But without the way, I mean, let's get into it. I'll be this will be like a chill live stream, just talking. So it's really no big deal. I mean, I'm just watching the thing, and I'll try to do my best to comment to you guys if I'm able to. But you're more welcome to watch along with me. Okay, so let's see what we got. Oh, wait. Okay, we're good. All right. Let's see what they do.
Son Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all 3, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods. when you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back.
I mean, hell, freaking Goku Black abused the hell out of Zenkai boosters. They really brought that stuff back when he was around. Like, Zenkai boost became like a big thing in the Goku Black arc. Like that, 1 minute Goku and Vegeta are like stronger than him. The next minute he's like beating Vegeta blue and base or overpowering him. And then he gets like a power up because of that. Unlock some new transformation, like based on a Super Saiyan Blue. Well, Super Saiyan, his own version of Super Saiyan, I guess. I mean, well, I guess Vegeta is not the only one to abuse that thing just now. Crazy. Crazy, I say crazy.
Back up stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha!
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the Solar Flare, Energy Landbind, and God Bind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for the Mothaba sealing technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka Instant Steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What a badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike Instant Transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an
I got so tired of people back in the day saying that Goku can just transport these different places via the instant transmission when they forget he can only do that if he's able to sense an energy signature of someone there. I don't think he's ever stated that he can just, do it by sensing an object like a star or like something like that, like just the planet of his bear. But it's just kind of weird they use that argument to say, oh, Goku is just instant transmission, Superman 2 Black, or Red Sun, or like a planet full of kryptonite or something like that. For one, how Goku would even know that for one thing, and two, like, why would he even do that? This doesn't make any sense. It's not even
an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Videl commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient time.
Wait a sec. Go back. Right there. So this is Comp Goku? Or Xeno Goku? I guess they're bringing up all his transformations. Let's see, Grade 8, Super Saiyan, Full Power, Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb. Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, Super Full Power, Super Saiyan 4 Breaker. So is that like GT? It's GT. God, Super Saiyan, God, Super Saiyan, Purple Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, Ultra Sign, Perfect Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct, and Giant. Okay, that right there is what they're using. That's from the Granola arc. And Goku used like, it's basically Sign, but it's stronger. Then he has that giant form he uses, gets more on gas. Okay, not bad. So I guess it's factoring in Super and GT. I guess we gotta see it because I only went this far. That's why I want to see right there. I didn't get to read the explanation into it.
And stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone, doing.
Let's see. Xeno broke. Gene. So this is Xeno. Wait, Xenoverse? So this is Comp Goku. Xeno Goku. Okay.
Without thinking.
Something Goku has always been training to do. Technically, it can be used in
Another ad. Oh, I said another ad.
any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact.
Okay, so I wouldn't say all that. The Ultra Instinct it isn't always like, okay, if someone is like stronger than you or relative to you, they can like counter and still tag you, like, you know how Gas and Jiren were able to. So if you're on the same level, you can like tag Goku when he's using Ultra Instinct. He's not totally untouchable. I mean, it's clearly shown like the anime manga that characters on his level can like tag him or, you know, outpace his Ultra Instinct. Hell, even Granola, yeah, you can argue Granola did the same thing anyway. I mean, he fought Ultra Instinct Goku, but that was him as a clone.
Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going.
Well, shoot, why don't they bring a Mystical Bora? The deal will literally collapse the entire multiverse. Oh, okay. What about Kranoa? Goku steals a Kranoa as well. Why they didn't bring that up? I mean, even if they don't use this Goku, GT Xeno Goku, Capsule Goku scaled above him because they fought. But I don't know why they didn't mention that. But look, that's interesting. Maybe they was mentioning like the more brighter feats. Let's see. Dark King. They mentioned Dark King Deborah. Okay. That is interesting.
Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head on and pushes through,
showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond.
The next level of nerds. Nerds Gummy Clusters. A crunchy outside with a sweet gummy center. Nerds, shake things up.
Commercial breaks.
Check out the Google Pixel 8 Pro, Pixel Watch 2, Pixel Buds Pro, and Pixel Tablet. Engineered by...
Don't care.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's...
Come on.
Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horror.
I'm weak. He said that, and then that ugly mustache showed up. Oh. God, that's funny.
The pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally, it took a while actually before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong.
Finally, someone other than me brought this up, and it was them that brought it up. I get tired of seeing people making these short videos on like Goku, freaking Superman can't take a nuke or something like that, or freaking get knocked out by nukes. Or you got they did these versus battle with like Omni-Man versus Superman, right? And Omni-Man his scaling at best is like planet level. You can argue, you can wank him to like, I mean, you could wank him to like galaxy level or universal, but that's just wank if you just take him to the omnipotence statements. However, I would not use that. I am making a Goku vs. Omni-Man video, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, they make these videos, these short videos of Omni-Man versus Goku, Omni-Man versus Superman. They make these videos of Omni-Man versus Superman, and one of these videos have like, oh, Omni-Man and like invincible, can survive like nuclear explosions and be like all right, but like Superman gets knocked out by him. I mean, they forget that some of the scans they use for that is like Elseworld stories, or like Superman like being like, I don't know, nerfed, because he like there's like this famous one when it's a New 52. It's like Superman and Wonder Woman run, and they're like they fight. They don't mention that they fight Zod and like I think her name is Zala or Zola, freaking that female chick, that female Kryptonian that's Zod. They don't mention that they fight Zod and that woman Fire, and note that Zod and her got like amped by like a sun did amp. They got amped, and they were beating the hell out of Superman and Wonder Woman. And it got to a point where they were so weak, and they went to like a I think it's like this like nuclear test site, and the Wonder Woman used her sword to like strike like the nuke to like hide themselves from Zod, and Superman like shielded Wonder Woman from it, and he was like shriveled and skinny from the explosion. Well, I just find it really funny. They use that, but they don't mention like things prior that got to them in that weakened state, or like Superman getting like knocked out by a nuke, get like depowered by a nuke, and then get like tagged by a thunderbolt, and like Batman vs Superman like they're like this Dark Knight film. I just find it very funny that he used those kind of things, like discredit Superman's like feats. And they also let you know that Superman does hold back, and in some of his like earlier runs, he does have like lower showings where he has like mental blocks placed on himself that limit his strength. So I'm glad Death Battle, of all people, mentioned that. It's kind of strange. I'm gonna give credit to them.
Enough to shoulder press the weight of the earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out?
Bro,
Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I do. I use the characters at their best. I don't use like weaker showings. Like, you think I want to use like Thor using the full power of the Young Force to like stop nuclear missiles, or when he get like knocked, like get down by a bullet, or how he was barely able to hold up a building. Oh, let's not forget that time when I think it was like this building like took out the whole entire Avengers, like this live building. It took out the whole entire Avengers there. You know who was there? Sentry. Oh man.
System, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls, he can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay though, he can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses chi, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we've covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman, and DC Comics as a whole, have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew. I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis,
The new
but that
guy.
was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman's powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and Supes helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home. Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
More ads.
Opera GX. Trying to play a game while you're watching your favorite YouTuber on the side, and then boom, your game starts lagging because your soy boy web browser is hogging all your resources. I mean, look at this fatty. Everybody point and laugh. Opera GX, however, lets you say, enough. See this magical panel, right? This is where you can limit the amount of CPU or RAM your browser is using, boosting performance, taking your gaming to the next level. If that wasn't enough, they have GX mods, located right here on your sidebar. If you want to go shop,
Thank you.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Whiz, it's getting to be the holiday season again, and I just know Mama Boomstick is finally getting me that new dune buggy I've been... Battle!
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Looks like a job for...
Wow, that's it. That was
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
wow. Hey, was that all just to get him to go into Ultra Instinct? What was the point? They didn't do that. Wow, so really good.
Finally.
They even did that.
Huh? Ah, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
I hope they don't do another one. Please don't.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Please let this be the last version of this.
KO! That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own, but based on the DC Universe's officially established age...
Now, I'm gonna be fair. If we're talking about canon Goku from, like, you know, Dragon Ball Super in the manga, I am fine with saying that he's, like, low multi to multiversal. I don't think they're trying to say he's universal if they're using that, because there's a saying hit the side. They do that. They do like what was it called? I remember Death Battle doing this scaling way back there. It was a new form of scaling. It was, I think it was range scaling, or I don't remember. It was some form of scaling where they're like doing and sizing like universes and making it seem like universe is like way bigger than it seems, like showing, like explaining how big the universe is. But really, where I would place Super Goku from like the anime and manga is like low multiversal to multiversal. Now if we're gonna like Xeno Goku, well, let's just see what they say for Xeno Goku. Remember, keep in mind, I only saw the victor. I didn't see like the explanation of why or like all of that.
And rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger, over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or
Wait. This Mr. Dimension can destroy the infinite timelines, all number dimensions. Okay, that's good. I believe the God Sphere, these are outer universal realms, and the 5th dimension, which is like above like the God Sphere and all that. The World Forger's 6th dimension is also above that, and makes it superior. And the Forge Hyper Time, yeah. Heroes go through infinite time where the character doesn't meet these. Yeah, these are like outer universal realms compared to like something that's like 5, 6D, maybe like 7D. I've heard arguments for like 11D, or maybe Hyperversal Goku, Xeno Goku. I mean, that's fine for Xeno Goku, but if it's like manga and like main continuity Goku, like the anime and manga, I don't see how he even gets close to like his Xenoverse counterpart, or even close to like these kind of things that Superman skills. That is crazy, like how insane DC's like cosmology is like branched out. I have made videos on like Superman's like AP and like DC cosmology. If you're interested in that concept, you can just like look like the videos and like on my channel. But yeah, it is like insane. It's like insane how like big DC is compared to like some of the other like versions out there. It's like very comparable to like Marvel. I say Marvel and DC are like very comparable in like structure or size. That's just me personally. Like if you were to ask me like which one I think is stronger between DC and Marvel, I generally could not like give you an answer you'd be satisfied with.
Tillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the one thing I liked about that storyline involving like the Justice League going to the 6th dimension and like, you know, fighting the World Forger, Alpheus, is finding out like the more brighter cosmology or like how the DC multiverse is like structured. You got like Perpetua making the original DC multiverse. You had like her children representing like the aspects of like the multiverse. You got like Marno representing positive matter. You got the World Forger representing like making new worlds for the multiverse. And you got like the Anti-Monitor, Mobius representing like freaking antimatter and stuff like that. And I find it like really awesome and like Zack Snyder brought this into like the DC cosmology and like made it even more like wider. Or, like just brought like new things to like further understand like, the cosmology of how DC is structured. I was like, for the longest time, I was fine with like the Presence, Life, and Lucifer's like Vertigo run, explain like how DC's multiverse was structured and like made to be. Yeah, like I mean, if you want to learn like how, like if you want to learn about that kind of stuff, I would recommend reading Lucifer 2000 run. That run was like so fire. That's the best Lucifer run I've ever read. But what I was gonna say was like in that storyline, I like how they like explain Superman like breaking his limits and like showing like the story of Superman in a way. Because the story of Superman, the way I take the story of Superman, because I hear people say like it's just like overpowered narrative hacks. But the way I see the story of Superman is like him breaking his limits and overcoming like obstacles he like wouldn't be normally, but through like things like hope, like his beliefs, he's able to like overcome these like obstacles before him and get stronger because of it. It was a lot similar to it was like a lot similar. I think they got the idea from like that run. It was in it was like a Thor run, like Thor Annual 2023. It was like a recent Thor Annual run where Thor is like went to Midgard and freaking MODOK like sees like the Rainbow Bridge, but it was like shattered like Donny Cates like run involving freaking Hulk and Thor fight. Like Thor hulked out and like destroyed the Rainbow Bridge, and then MODOK was like in space at that time, and he absorbed it and combined it with himself, and he gained full access to like Yggdrasil, like the full power of Yggdrasil at his disposal. He can like literally remake like the universe to like his own will. And this MODOK like was like dunking on Thor. And this was like at the power of Thor. He didn't have the Odin Force. He was like base Thor because MODOK stole the Odin Force from Thor. It's like connected to Yggdrasil. So when Yggdrasil was controlled, its power was seized, so was Odin Force. So Thor was like in base, and he was getting bodied by this MODOK. Like, he got one tap. But when he was talking to Peter Parker, Peter taught him that, like, basically, you must believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you will overcome, like, even the greatest challenges. Like, even, like, the weaker man can, like, beat someone. They can stand up to someone, like, stronger than him. And he has, like, full belief in who he is. And Thor, like, through believing in himself and his own power, was able to, like, beat this overpowered MODOK and, like, just body him and, like, recover his power. And like gain full control of the 10 realms again. Like it's very similar to how Superman like got his powers back and like beat the world for it. I just find how ironic that was.
And flew faster than Infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out, though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last.
Now, I won't say that. I'm gonna be the one to say this. I would never say that experience would like be like the end all be all that like help you win a fight. Because sometimes even someone who like less experience can be someone more experienced. I guess let's see who's the other example. Dang. You know what? Yeah, let's say Kratos, right? Zeus has way more experience than Kratos. He's like older, he's been in battles than him. But yet Kratos, through like raw power and skill, he can like body Zeus. Or you have like dudes in Baki who are like fighting these like older men, and even like these younger men can like beat freaking beat these like older like these elders and these like guys with like years of martial art experience. Like, I mean, it's crazy because it's crazy like when it comes to martial arts. I would say experience is a factor in like fighting, but it's not always an end all be all factor. Like someone who's like stronger than you, like physically, or even as younger, you can like overcome your experience. Like Jiro versus Kaku Kaya. Kaku Kaya was like 140 years old to Yujiro, but Yujiro was like more skilled than him and more stronger than him. This guy had like 4,000 years of Chinese martial arts under his belt at this time. So that goes to show that sometimes experience it can go both ways.
Category powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba.
Yeah, even better. Thor, who like has thousands of years of experience in like fighting in different battles, can like be beaten by like Hulk. So yeah, even when they're on like similar footing, because he can still like compete with Thor and like overpower him and beat him on occasions.
Instant transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Mega Beams can like erase conceptual beings like in the God sphere. And Superman cannot resist that and can like cancel out with the heat vision to time travel can erase it from history, and like freaking Dr. Manhattan could not erase it from like DC, because he's like a fundamental part of like the metaverse. Like the key is an integral part of like the metaverse. Even Retcon Corporation, who like controls narratives, cannot touch Superman's narrative. They can't even erase it. They can't like manipulate it. They can only like copy it, turn it to like Milton Man. It's like a copy or like off-brand version of Superman's like overall narrative. So like erasing Superman from like existing erasure is
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku vs. Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz! Damn it, man! There's more than one way to appreciate something! We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, these people like overreact over like character who beats who. When like heck, like writers can just easily make a feat out of nowhere and just give that guy like an overpowered like buff. Like I guarantee, like who's writing Superman now? Was it? Let me check. Who's writing Superman? So who's writing Superman now? Okay, like you know what? Let's just say, for example, like Brian Michael Bendis or like Joshua Williamson. Yeah, let's say like hell. Let's say like they made like Superman fight the presence, and he like beats the presence, and the reason he beat the presence because his hope is the power of hope. Like him as like a person like so intact, the presence can't like erase him, and he can't even like kill him. They could easily put that in a comic, and Superman fans would be over heels over that. Like, there's no way he's like losing to Goku, or freaking Akira Toriyama or Toyotaro can like easily make a statement about Goku's power, like being like beyond like even Zeno. They can easily do that, but what will be the point? They can easily do that. I mean, it would make sense. Like, it would go everything can-wise and like establishing like the overall story. But they can easily bring up some guy like, like a god who transcends the concept of time and space and all dimensions. They can bring that. They can easily bring that up, and like Goku beats that dude in like another chapter, and then Goku fails to write on that, saying that Superman cannot would never beat Goku because he doesn't have a feat close to this. Like it's just a back and forth thing. Like, what's the point of like arguing, like being like toxic about this one, like, this match between two characters, when you just use like beats on like similar levels, engage where they skate, while they stand up there. Like, when I do versus matches, I don't overall say like if I do like a Gore versus freaking Broly. I'm not gonna say that Gore is like high outer and Broly is like multiversal, so Gore stomps like no death. I'm gonna put them on a similar level. I'm gonna see where they stack up there, who scales higher into that tier. There's no point. I'm not even gonna say like, oh, Goku's like out reversal, and Hulk is out reversal, and let's see who's stronger. I don't really like doing out reversal matches. Like I don't. It just gets like tiresome. Out reversal matches like boring to me. I don't see a point. These guys, you have to argue. You have to argue like layers in like 1A, who scales higher into 1A, and you gotta get to like cosmology bullshit. It just get tiresome when you do like 1A arguments for like characters. We can just do like freaking multiversal or like high 1B or stuff like that. Or like, heck, planetary is fine. You just do matches like that, and it just works out pretty well. I just don't see a point in like, being toxic about like a versus match. And he makes a good point. I mean, he makes a point similar to what I make.
Together, and that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
Hi, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz. Thank you so much for watching. We are about to announce the next episode, but before we do that,
was the end of Goku versus Man Part 3. You gotta admit, I know there's gonna be some cancer involving this match, just like the Broly versus freaking Hulk, or Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, or the Frieza versus Megatron. And now it's gonna be the Goku versus Superman Part 3. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for when they do Galactus versus Unicron. Oh my god, it's gonna be crazy with that one. I can tell you now. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm rooting for Galactus. I believe Galactus will beat Unicron. That's just how I see it. But yeah, I like the animation. I did the animation of the fight. It was pretty heat. I'm disappointed they didn't like explain more on like the universe. I know they did they explained the size of the universe, but they didn't give like an F a tier unless I missed it. But they didn't really give like a tier for said like universe. Like he just said like how big it is. They brought up things from like the Boom Saga saying like heaven's like the size of it compared with our universe. But they didn't like extrapolate on more on that. And I found it kind of like strange because it's clearly a low multiversal feat. And then you factor in multipliers. Goku would easily be like multiversal. Now, I've seen people use like 5D Dragon Ball for like the afterlife. Or like other statements saying that Goku's like 5D. But I don't agree with that kind of stuff, and I highly suggest you don't use that. Like most of that stems from like what his name? It was the director from Dragon Ball movies, Koyama. Like, I would highly recommend not using his statements from like as face value. He blatantly said himself that it was obviously his opinion. That you should not use him like as a reliable source. So I would really choose my choices on some of the statements he made. Like I remember there was this tweet where he said that Janemba did not use reality warping in like the movies. But I'm sorry, how do you explain like changing the afterlife and its laws to suit your needs? He was like literally warping like life and death. He was like changing the afterlife to like dang, that was reality warping if I didn't call it. I just found that kind of weird, bro. Like, and yeah, it's funny to me. But, what else? I just found it weird they did not bring that up in like at all. And what else did they say? Let's see. The F you mean? Yep. Hack. So the F you mean, yep, Superman is a hack. I mean, Superman is a hack. He's a walking hack. I mean, he is, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Superman's broken. Like, he has a lot of stuff, like a lot of hacks. Like, dang. You even have a Superman profile, so you should know that. Like, shoot, you should know. Outlaws for life. You should know that. Let's see. Let's review some more stuff they said. I like how it was this. This was the one thing in the video. This is one of the one things that I did not like. Right here.
Perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive
I find it very funny that they bring that up. I find it very funny that they bring that up, that Goku like cannot be touched. Whatever comes his way, he would just instantly react to it. But if I remember right, what was it? Let's see. Ah, there we go. If I remember correctly, it should be 88. Don't care about that. It's 88. More. Ooh, I want to see that. 88. No, it was 85. Wow. You saw that. Ew. That's gross. Okay, there we go. It was here. This chapter. So they say that Goku can dodge anything that comes his way, no matter what it is. Here's Gas. You know, at the point he's like the strongest in the universe, he's stronger than Granola. Let's see. They transform into Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. Okay, that's Heat. That might be a hint later on in the future when they fuse. Let's see. Here we go. Look. All right. So blocks. Gas reacts to it. Yeah. Let's see. Yup. He reacts to that. Yeah. See, he can trade blows with Goku. Yeah. It's like I said. Yep, and he can hit Goku. Yep, It's like I was saying. Like, that's basically what I'm telling you. Like, Goku can get tagged and get damaged by characters relative to him, even if he is an Ultra Instinct. So, yeah, I don't know what Death Bell is on with that. I mean, I just found that kind of weird. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see what else they said. Let's review what they said again.
Avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense!
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as...
I want to know where they got Ultra Instinct Kaioken from. But I've never seen that in like Heroes. I'm not caught with the manga, but I doubt it was with the manga. But I want to know where Ultra Instinct Kaioken came from, because that was in like the fight. And I not agree with the whole thing about Ultra Instinct. No matter what, he cannot be touched. But he really got touched by freaking Gas, like tagged by him a couple times, and was like trading blows with him and like freaking Jiren for crying out loud. So I really don't know. I mean, heck, if you watched the freaking Dragon Ball Heroes anime, I'm pretty sure Goku got tagged a couple times when he was in Ultra Instinct. So yeah, but yeah, that's basically my thoughts on like the whole thing. I'm not discrediting Goku. I do believe that Goku can beat versions of Superman. I think he has a good chance of beating Superman if we don't use some of his like crazy feats. But if we use like the crazy, if you're gonna give high scaling like Goku, make them like 5, 6D, 7D, right? You might as well do the same thing for Superman. You might as well. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. Like heck, if you're gonna scale him really high, you might as well scale the other one really high. Like I don't see why would you not do that. This just makes it unfair for both characters, for either character. Like, why would you want to give a character stronger to fight a weaker character and give him like the automatic victory? That's like retarded. That makes the video or even the discussion boring. Like, yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I mean, for example, like Kratos versus Asura. Like on paper, Kratos is like on paper, Kratos versus Asura is like a really good match. They're both like deities, and they like basically took down their separate pantheons. They both had like a family they lost. It was just like very similar, like Rage Dads. Only thing is, Kratos has a lot more going for him, not only in power, but like, overall like versatility he can use against the Asura. So I mean, it's a good match on paper, but the way I would put it is like I would put them on like a similar playing field, and I would like say they're on a similar level, but then I would say like this one character is higher in this tier than this other character, so you automatically beat this guy. I wouldn't use like a dimensional difference in tier, like say this guy one shots that dude. That's just boring. But that's just my opinion on this. I really did enjoy this versus battle, this death battle video on Goku vs Superman Part 3. I really did enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to the Galactus versus Unicron video, because I'll definitely react to that one and get my opinion on it. But like I said, if you have any questions on like, my thoughts on the battle, or if you want to talk to me about this battle, then just DM me in like Discord or join my Discord. We'll just discuss it. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you come in there expecting like a full-on debate about, oh, you're wrong, Goku was like slam Superman, or like, well, you were wrong, Superman was slam Goku, I'm just gonna ignore you. That's just pointless to me. Like, I'm fine with like talking, but don't be toxic, man. Like, it's just fiction. It's not that big of a deal. Like, come on, guys. Like, please, let's just be like, let's be human. Let's not be inhuman. But yeah, if you want to talk, just come in Discord and we'll talk. But yeah, that's it for today. This is the end for the stream. Hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys next time. Be on the lookout for like videos coming out. There's gonna be a lot of content being made. Like, trust me, you're gonna enjoy what I have in store. But take care, my fellow knights, and peace.